Schwabe Digital has released the Orange Clip 3 clipper. And the 3 does not mean it's version 3, but it means this plugin now also has a multi-band mode with 3 bands to be exact. This update is free for existing users, and if you want it new, there are some ways to buy it. Now with this 3-band option, my main question is, will having 3 bands of clipping actually be better than having just 1 band like a normal clipper? That means testing, and for me the most important part is to get clipping without too much distortion, or no audible distortion at all, since clipping distortion can sound rather ugly. For the test I will use the Fuse Audio Oscillate limiter to check how loud I can get, since I can use the ceiling control without changing level. The graph is very helpful to see how much the clipping cuts off. The first test is Orange Clip in normal mode, so with 1 band, Orange Clip in its 3-band mode, and as a reference the new Oscillate Clipper by Fuse Audio, since that one also does clipping to a very high standard. The clippers are set to hard clipping and use the highest oversampling mode available. With Orange Clip in single band, I can clip with 12.8 decibels and have a headroom of 12.5 decibels. With the Oscillate Clipper, I can clip with 12 decibels, which then give 11.6 decibels of headroom. With Orange Clip in Multiband, I get 7.7 decibels of clipping, and that equals the headroom I get in Oscillate limiter. Now, the reason why I get less clipping with the multi-band mode in Orange Clip has to do with, in this mode, you can really hear the distortion better when you solo each band. And that is exactly how I set up this multi-band in the first place. So let me redo the multi-band where I don't have soloed and listened only in total. Now I get a reduction of 11.4 in Orange. That's a huge difference, and it sounds like there's no clipping. But when I solo the bass now, you will absolutely hear it distorts. But with all bands together, you will not hear it because of the frequency cloaking of these higher bands. I can really push the clipping on this lowest band without actively hearing any distortion. Now, if you like this breakdown so far, please make sure to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that little like button. This video is made possible by DistroKid. When you need to get your music onto popular streaming platforms like Tidal and Apple Music, look no further than DistroKid. The cheapest subscription with unlimited uploads already starts under $2 a month, and you'll keep 100% of the revenue of your stream. Use the link in the description of this video to get 7% off of your first year on DistroKid. I found when I adjusted the multi-bands in Orange Clip for transparency, I usually end up with something that is very close to a single band clipping setting. For me, there's little reason to use multi-band clipping for transparency. Now, if you don't mind your audio to be altered for sound design reasons, multi-band clipping might be useful. You can really use the high band to kill off any transients, which gives a lot smoother sound if you don't push too far. The low band clipping can actually add some girth. The mid-frequency band is most dangerous, because that one can bring out distortion the most, and it's not a pleasant one to listen to. Switching to soft clipping can help a bit, because the distortion will be more gradual and natural sounding, instead of the sharper short burst you get with the hard knee setting. Now when you tinker with this, you can also change the balance of each band in level with these dials. This balancing is after the clipping, so in essence it's like a very simple stock EQ at times and nothing really exciting. Now you can make the argument that maybe in parallel processing hard clipping would make sense. You would really slam and clip, but the big issue is again the distortion sound. Regardless of the band and dependent of the audio, it can add a lot of high-frequency distortion that's quite nasty. To make it useful, I have to do this. Really slam the clipping and then add a separate low-pass filter after it to roll off that high-end distortion. I can blend that in parallel with a clean track, and yes, that will improve the punch. But this cannot be done within Orange Clip, and I'm basically doing a single band normal over-the-top clipping process here. Now I noticed while doing this that there was a slight delay in the sound. I did have multiple instances of Orange Clip stacked. Now I found that Orange Clip, at least on PC with Cubase 14, adds 2 samples of latency, which is not compensated by the DAW. On the master you will not have an issue with this, but in the mix with, for instance, multi-track recordings of the same source, this can give phase issues. Be aware of that. Now, since it's a free update for existing users, get it if you own the plugin. If you don't own the plugin, I don't really see a reason to get Orange Clip 3 unless you're into mangling the sound. If you want to get it for transparent clipping reasons, there are many other clippers out there like the Fuse Audio Ocelot Clipper. And I would even suggest to check out Schwabe Digital's own gold clip, which I find much more useful.